Sometime in the past, we covered some prepositions. Let's see. Prepositions. All right. And I will get to those 4 primary prepositions that we learned earlier in just a moment. But let me tell you a few things about the prepositions. All right. Prepositions tell us when or where. All right. So we've got 2 kinds of prepositions. Holy smokes. When or where. So, here are the prepositions I know you learned earlier. Where is the marker? Yes, exactly. Okay. The marker is in my hand. Okay. Where's the marker? Oops. Where's the marker? Go ahead. On. Yeah. In, on. Yes, yes, I hear you. Raise your hand, please. All right. So we did in, we did on, we did, yes, under. And the 4th one we did, exactly. Okay, next to. All right. We say next to. Well, remember, I said, well, there are other ways to say the same thing. So I can say, well, it's next to, it's by, it's near, it's beside, okay? And those, if you remember, are called synonyms. Synonyms. Synonyms are words, and we abbreviate that S-Y-N. All right. Synonyms are words that are the same, almost the same, similar. So if I say large, what's another word for large? Yeah, exactly. Big. All right. So they're synonyms. They mean almost the same thing. So what other prepositions do we know? All right. Well, where else could something be, or when? Let's try this one. Excuse me. What time do you go to school? Yes. Oh, yes. You go to school at 7:30. Oh, at. All right. I go to school at 7:30. Well, what time do you wake up? Oh, you do. You wake up at 6 o'clock. Okay. So another preposition. So we have in, on, under, next to, with. Oh, I know a couple of times we did this one. This is a prepositional phrase. Remember, a phrase is several words together. All right? So we have that in and on and under and next to and near and by and beside. And then we have this. Yes, very good. In front of. In front of. And on that we have this. What is that? Yeah, exactly. Behind. Now again, I have synonyms for those. Sometimes instead of saying in front of, we might say across from. All right, so the proper term is interrogatives. And most of you know these because they've been on the wall since day one. And yes, I always say them in the same order. So let's see if we can write them down. I'll write the first one. Anybody remember the interrogatives? No. Okay, you will as soon as I write the first one. All right, so I write who. Another interrogative? Exactly. What? And you can tell I was your teacher because you're doing them in the right order. My order. Right? It's not necessarily the right order, but it's, it's kind of like when we say northeast, west, and south. All right? You say dong si nam bay, we say northeast, west, and south. Now in English I ask you the 4 points, you say northeast, west, and south. All right? I ask you the subject pronouns. Everyone here says, that's right, he, she, it, I, you, we, they. All right? So, who, what, yeah, when, okay, wait, where, yes, how, and why. Okay. Now, our prepositions, interestingly enough, tell us when and tell us where something is going to occur. Okay? I've got my handy cloth. I'm going to erase our prepositions. Well, a little bit anyway. Leave some of them up. I should have left up synonyms. Oh, I should have left that up too. All right, so let me put that back. Prepositions tell us when and where is a place. Okay, so our interrogatives. Remember, every sentence in English must answer one of the interrogatives. And I have shown you before how I could write one sentence that includes all of the interrogatives. So when I'm asking you to write, you can remember, okay, well, who is it, what is it, where is it, when is it, how is it, why is it? And you can try to put them into a complex sentence. But I keep saying work toward a sentence of 10 words. And I've shown you this before. I'm going to show it to you one more time. So, we need a noun and a verb. Give me a noun. Anyone give me a noun? John. Okay? So here's my noun. I'm going to write it over here. We're going to say John. John is a proper noun. John needs a capital letter. Now, if I started the sentence with John, it would need a capital letter because it's the first word of the sentence. All right? John. And John needs a verb. What can John do, or what will John do? Jump. Very good. Okay, so it's John. So remember, John, he. I need a verb plus S to get our verb agreement in this tense. So John jumps. Okay? Now, previously we have talked about adjectives and adverbs. So what does an adjective do? Yes, it describes a noun or it modifies the noun. So maybe we could get an adjective for John. Little John. Okay, Little John. Well, that'll work. How can we make it longer? Well, we can make it longer by adding a preposition or a prepositional phrase at the beginning of the sentence or at the end of the sentence. You can add a prepositional phrase at the beginning of the sentence and at the end of a sentence. All right, so let's think. A preposition tells us when and where. So maybe someone could tell me, when does Little John jump? Holy smokes. All right, on Monday morning, Little John jumps high across the big pond, little pond. What? A muddy pond. Okay. Yeah, any of those would work. So let's just say he jumps high across, well, ponds compared to, say, a lake, they're little. So we'll put, but we have little here. And so give me a synonym. Give me a synonym for little, because, you know, we get tired of reading the same words over and over. What's another word that means little? Yeah, exactly right, small. So we got our synonym, and I'll just do an insertion point here, and we'll put small. All right. On Monday morning, Little John jumps high across the small pond. Now we have 11 words. A noun and a verb. We added adjective to a noun. We added an adverb to a verb. We added prepositional phrases telling us when or where. Then we looked for nouns or verbs in the prepositional phrases, and we modified those with adjectives or adverbs. And in that way, you should find it fairly simple to write a 10-word sentence.